Presiding Officer, I'm honoured to bring this debate to the Chamber today to hopefully continue the good work of playwright Jack Dixon in highlighting the injustice of the Cartridge girls of hut number 7. I thank colleagues from across the Chamber who supported the motion, allowing us to take their story to the floor of the Scottish Parliament, and members who are contributing today. It's a great pleasure to welcome Jack to the Chamber, along with Graham and Saoirse Cobb, the great-grandnephew and great-great-niece of Mary and Annie Brannan. Taking a walk around Ardeer Peninsula today, you can find yourself surrounded by nature. The western fringe of the peninsula is dominated by 3 kilometres of crumbling seawall. The area is well vegetated, supporting all manner of plant species. It's peaceful, a place where people walk their dogs, take their children to explore and generally enjoy the outdoors. But in 1884, amongst the sand dunes and natural beauty, was the largest explosive manufacturing plant in the world, Nobels Explosives Company, built by the inventor of dynamite and latterly of the Peace Prize, Alfred Nobel, and where the story begins and ends for 4 young girls who would be wrongly blamed for not only their own deaths, but that of 6 other colleagues. Sisters Anne and Mary Brannan, Mary McAdam and Rachel Allison. These 4 girls were part of the exclusively young female workers who manufactured the sticks of dynamite at the plant, ranging in age from 14 years old. After learning about the tragedy, Jack was inspired to create the play, The Cartridge Girls of Hut Number 7, to right a wrong and get some justice for the girls. The storytelling, along with the dramatic displays by the cast, help from the girls' descendants and local people, hard work from the crew, and funding from Playwright Studio Scotland and Creative Scotland gave voices to these 4 young girls. So what happened? The explosion, reported in the Ardrossan and Saltcoats Herald on the 9th of May 1884, the day after the event, detailed the incident as follows. Yesterday morning, the works at Stevenson of the Nobels Explosives Company was the scene of a distressing and fatal occurrence. At about 20 minutes to 9 o'clock, number 7 Cartridge hut blew up. As many of our readers are aware, the huts in which the cartridges are made are scattered among the sandhills, a mile or so to the west of the town of Stevenson, and a short distance from the beach between Stevenson Burn and Irvine Harbour. There are usually 4 girls employed in each of these huts, and Mr McRoberts, the manager, states that yesterday morning 15 girls in all were employed in them. In number 7 hut, that in which the explosion occurred, the young women employed were Anne Brannan, Mary Brannan, Mary McAdam and Rachel Allison. The last name resided with her parents in Colwinning, and the others were the residents of Stevenson. The force of the explosion was terrific, as well may be imagined, when it stated that the huts were supposed to contain 2.5 kilowatts of dynamite each. That's 127 kilograms. Not a vestige of Hut 7 remains to indicate its former presence, and parts of the body of one of the girls was found over the boundary palisade towards the shore, and probably not less than 150 yards from the scene of the explosion. In hut number 5, 2 girls lost their lives. Mary Ann Peters, aged 19, Main Street, Stevenson, and Martha McAllister of Ardeer Square. In hut number 6, the killed were Elizabeth Love and Martha Haggerty. In hut number 8, 2 were also burned to death. Isabella Longridge of Stevenson and Isabella McCall of New Square. In each case, death was probably instantaneous, for the huts were not more than 15 feet square. The injured were Sarah Ann McCain, Jessie Craig, Mary Banks and Roseanne Murphy. The paper report went on. The cause of the explosion has not yet been ascertained. It's just possible that there may have been some larking around amongst the girls, and it's probable that some irregularity or other amongst them was committed. This explosion was one of the worst industrial accidents to happen at Nobels Explosives Company, and the girls were getting blamed for it. The accident investigators' report, published several months later, concluded that the explosion was actually caused by faulty equipment. The report, buried under other relevant news of the day details, A handle of one of the machines fell into a box of dynamite, causing the accident. The incident affected not only the families and descendants of those involved, but the whole of Stevenson and the surrounding communities, who for generations had, until its closure in 1990, been tied to a single huge industrial plant. People still remember the extraordinarily large chimneys and yellow smoke, speak of family members and friends who tell stories of working in the plant. The memories live on, and so should the memory of our 4 Cartridge girls, Anne Brannan, Mary Brannan, Mary McAdam and Rachel Allison. May they rest in power. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms Maguire.